bitch on that beat going crazy.
Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's analyze the after hours yesterday. We've seen a significant jump up, and we see maybe continuation this morning, a pullback continuation we want to see. So before I start charting and plotting, let's look at the higher time frame and see what we're dealing with here. So here, let me get rid of this. Okay, so what's the structure we want to look for? Okay, so what could possibly be forming, this is what we need to look out for, is this is a really ugly head and shoulders. So this right here kind of broke the structure. So unless this is a fake out, I don't really like this head and shoulders. So we'll just wait. We'll wait to see. As you can see on our hold on, let me look at a 30-minute. Okay, so we have our range here in the 30-minute. You see the highlighted area. We see this highlighted magenta. So let's wait to see which way it breaks, and then we'll look for our setup. Can everyone see the stream? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, here we go. What was that range on? All right, so we had 35 and 33. 35. Okay, so it's pretty much this range right here. So let's see what happens in between this range. Okay, so today's Friday, options expired today. So a lot of times the market makers like to just have a sideways day just to burn out the contracts. So that's why Friday's not really my favorite day to trade, but whatever. I want to check the volume on these plays. Okay, maybe some good, look at the volume coming in. On the 5-minute, looks like we got some room for the up if we're using our MACD. On our 30-minute, if we use our 30-minute, we could possibly be having a weak bear cycle. Maybe a weak bear cycle on our 30-minute to continue. And the 1-minute says we're up. So they all saying we're up. So if they're all saying we're up, are we looking for a pullback before the continuation, or are we going to just shoot straight up? Well, wait, we don't need to try to guess. Just be patient. Okay, we see the 5 in range right here. So let's see if we're going to make a play off the 5. Maybe grab liquidity off the 5 for the continuation. Yeah, so let's use the 5 for our, we know where the liquidity is, right? The most of the liquidity. We have a liquidity built up, obviously here, right here. So let's say you're purely using your indicators. If you're purely using indicators, you can see the stochastic, how the cross, so your blue is below your red. We're about to cross in the MACD, and the RSI is pointing down. So if you're only using indicators, you have, at this point right here, you had more than one reason to tell you to go short. Now, however long you want to hold it, that's on you. That's how you'd use indicators, I think, the proper way, but confluence between a couple of them. But it's kind of sketchy there because you have to overlay that with your higher time frame to make sure that makes sense. Whatever your thesis is, you have to overlay it with your higher time frame. And it can't just be like, okay, I guess we're just gonna shoot up here. The market is gonna grab liquidity from somewhere before it makes the move, right? It has to. This is the mechanics of the market. The orders need to be settled to figure out who's gonna win. So since we don't know, since we're stuck in this range, we have to wait for this range to break. Unless you know something I don't. Technically, you know, the uptrend is when the 5 is above the 20, which is above the 200. So technical analysis, we're in the uptrend. The 5 is above the 20. The 20 is above the 200. You see the chop? You see the chop? We already know where all the liquidity is, and they need to figure out which way is going to go, which way is going to break. So, I mean, this line, this 633.83 technically should be under here, but I think we can see the liquidity clearly. But then even on the downside here, then we have to worry about this liquidity and then this liquidity. So you're going to have to really play your puts tight. If you want to go put, you're going to have to play it tight because it could turn around here. It could turn around here at any point, and it won't break structure until, yeah. So if it gets below this, puts. This level right here. That's the answer. Bye. Okay, I want to go over sometimes how the indicators could be misinterpreted. For example, so this is the RSI down here. The RSI, technically, you know, what it's telling you, well, what we like to say colloquially is we're in overbought or oversold territory. That's true. What the RSI is actually telling you is the trend. You don't need to think about it any further. It's just the trend. So if your RSI is trending, it is above this zero line, you just know you have an uptrend, and the height of it is telling you the strength of this trend. It doesn't mean that this can't just continue sideways, right? All it's doing is telling you you're in an uptrend. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to reverse here. Very similar to the MACD, right? You can have a weak bear cycle that actually trends up. So you can have a MACD that goes into a bear cycle, meaning it looks like it's going to go down, or starting some red, starting some puts, or however you want to look at it. And it could still trend up, even though it's saying it's a bear cycle. That's why we have to use our game plan, because the indicators can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. They're just telling you what has already happened. But we actually don't need that, because the candles are telling us what has already happened. The indicators is telling you how to interpret the candles and a likely scenario based on averages, right? Based on averages. So the current price ratio to the average of however long of a time period you want to average against. So MACD, I think the popular setup is like 12 and 24. Like the last 12 candles versus the last 24 candles. Where's the average price now between those two? So yeah, don't. And even this one, look, see how it's pointing down, but it's giving you some green candles. So you can't, all it's telling you is you're in an uptrend and how strong the trend is. That's it. And then look, weak bear cycle, maybe. We'll see. Weak bear coming in right here. Let's see if we have a short term. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Okay, so this micro cup and handle, right? Because there's always a structure within a structure. This micro, I would consider this a micro cup and handle. Or mini, I wouldn't say micro, I'd say mini cup and handle. I haven't identified this way yet. I haven't identified this direction. So I kind of need that for me to feel comfort. Otherwise, I'm just going off speculation and hope right here. And yeah, you see that it hit the target and now the pullback. So we're gonna verify this. That's all I'm saying. Be patient. First play of the day, easy money. Protect your trade. I did my job today. Look. So cup, right? It hit it. The cup closed. The handle pullback. Do you see exactly where it lined up on the hand on the flexion point here? Look at this flexion point. So cup, handle. You see the flexion point? So remember, I can only draw this. I can't tell you when it's gonna happen, but I can tell you what it needs to look like. And you know, don't focus so much on the drawing itself. You have to focus on the price. What price am I saying that this thing is gonna turn around? What price? What's the price? Look at the money we're printing. Look at this money. Easy money. First, come on now. And we hit our 15-minute time frame because I don't like to trade before the 15. Easy money. First call out, done. Take your money and leave. I don't care. I did my job. I also said on the break of on our 30-minute look, we broke our little range right here. Now, how much profit you can get, I don't know, but I know we made something, right? So let's say you went in on 50 contracts right here, you're done for the week, right? If you go in on 10 contracts, you know, you're done for the day. Well, you know, depending on the scale, right? Look, but there, hey, look, I told you at what price point to buy this call. I specified it on this flexion. So meaning whenever the price starts to turn around at this flexion point, that's when you buy your call. That's your, that's your best. The flexion point is going to be your best point for your reward. It's a little risky because you still need to break this key level of 634.75. So the best, your safe entry is going to be 634.75. However, you get an indication when you start to see this turnaround, right? So we see the pullback and then this candle at 944. Now you see the momentum pushing it up this way, which confirmed this. Look at the money we're printing. First trade, easy money, done for the day. Just be done. Look at the money we're printing. Look at this money. Don't say it. Come on now. I did my job. Just a reminder, this is all done live and in real time. Check my catalog. I dare you. Every single day we print money. Let's go. Now how much you want to make from this play? That's on you. I can't control that. All I'm showing you, well, I want to teach you, right? I'm trying to teach you, and you're going to learn it through repetition. I want you to see the patterns. Look at this money. First trade. 1 point. First trade. 1 point. I've done my job. I've done my job. There's nothing more I can do. You knew this had to be the play because it was the break of magenta, was the down, right? It's too easy. It had to be the play because your entry for the down was break of magenta. Now, I wasn't actually, I only gave it a 2, but you had something to go off of. Now, if this decides to turn around here and dump, I just gave a 1 point play call out. That's a great trade. 1 full point. That's enough. When you start scaling, you'll see. That's enough for your it depends on your scale, but it'll sustain you, that's for sure. Look at this money. And now we're high above the water. So we're high above the water. Now we need to look for if you didn't get in already, then you gotta wait for your pullback. And I'm not talking about like a 1 candle, 2 candle pullback, right? We need to see the movement. Done my job. Easy day. And you're probably thinking, oh man, I hesitated on this because I wasn't, you know, if you didn't get the warm and fuzzies and didn't take the trade, that's fine. You don't have to take trades you're not comfortable with. All I'm doing is showing you the possible setups. It's up to you to, you know, it's up to you to either take the trade or, you know, figure out your own style, like what you feel comfortable with. You don't have to trade off my style. What I'm doing is showing you, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, because we only print money, but what I'm saying is you have to find your style. You have to find your comfort level. And eventually you'll realize, like, man, this guy makes these calls and he's got a pretty, you know, pretty high win rate on these calls. So you'll get, eventually what's going to happen, because the same thing happened to me, is you'll get so upset for not taking the leap, and you're eventually you're just gonna be like, okay, and then you'd be like, ah, okay, I'm comfortable with it now. I actually made money. Oh, you know, you had to wait a little bit, right? If you let these two candles fool you, then now we're gonna maybe use the indicators. At least wait for the MACD to cross the signal line. You know, that'll give you some indication of when to get out of the play once it crosses. But because it's so high, maybe you want to hold it for a weak bear cycle. Oh, look at the money we printed. Look at the money. Look at this money. Woo! All right. 15 minutes. 15 minutes and a paycheck. Oh, man. I took this here. I took it on this somewhere inside this candle. So then I see this pullback. I'm gonna, you know, move my stop a little bit. I'm in profit. So I pull back one time, I survived. I move my stop. I see this momentum candle, kinda ish. And I move it halfway between the, oh, actually, no, I did at 634.75. And then I saw this pullback, and then I move it. Now I'm moving it to this, and I'm probably just gonna let it sit here for a while now. I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit. I'm gonna monitor, and if it's a fake out, I'll be ready. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, goodness. There you go. That's how you use your 30. Look, exactly. Remember I had the wedge here? I had the wedge. I had the key level marked out already. We had our range. If it goes above this, we're buying calls. If it goes below this, we're buying puts. This was already said. We already knew this since this morning. This is our range. We're waiting for it to break to one way or the other. And then I gave you a guardrail. If it breaks below this magenta, let's look for puts. But if you remember the analysis before, I went the 1 minute has some room for the up, the 5 minute has some room for the up, the 30 minute has some room for the up. Remember we were saying that what if the 30 minute has a weak bear cycle? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. So I'm giving the answers to the test. If you on the internet aren't you know, using this to your advantage, then I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're here building your confidence. That's fine. Do that. Yeah, don't go blindly just trusting some random person on the internet. I know I wouldn't. However, when you get when eventually you gotta admit, like, the reality right in front of you. And if you see someone on the internet, even though you don't know him, and this fool's printing every single day with a track record on posted for the world to see, I mean, then you got trust issues. If that's not good enough, then you got trust issues. We got our purple guardrail up. Easy trading. Look at the purple. The purple is going to do the work for us. And it's Friday, so I'm going to trade light. So I'm in light with the contracts right now. So I'm not going to get greedy here. What was the target? Okay, maybe this is the target. I'm actually break a purple because I need to go to an appointment today, but break a purple is probably going to be my yeah, we'll see. But it could be like yesterday in the opposite direction. Yesterday we had a strong bear cycle, and then a weak bull cycle. Today's the opposite. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna monitor it. Now, once we identified what the trade is, now you're just managing your risk. We're managing the risk. That's it. So if this play didn't work out for me on this green candle here, this 941, my stop was already here at the bottom. So I would have had to be comfortable with taking this loss. And then once this magenta would have broke, then I know, oh, okay, I have an idea of the direction now. Now I just need to wait for my setup. That's what I'm saying. It's okay to be wrong because it just tells you what the play is going to be. So we have to, loss is a part of this game. No one wins every single trade. It's not a thing. It's just not. So your risk management is important, right? You have to make sure that you're holding long enough, that you're abiding by these guardrails to make sure you maximize your wins. Therefore, your losses don't affect you. I mean, not they're not going to affect you, but I'm saying it's not going to a negative impact on your portfolio. This is the thing we need to be. Look at the purple doing the work for us. This purple's doing the work. This is how you maximize your trades. And I made it a point, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, that I'm going to start doing these guardrails to make sure. And then Sunny, we had a lesson on, what was it, Sunday or something like that, where, you know, I'm teaching you how to figure out how to hold your trades longer, right? See, look how it didn't cross yet. Maybe it's about to, right? So if this is a week, so I'm gonna move my stop. I'm not. I'll give it a little bit of room. So I'm gonna move my stop inside this. I'll probably be. I like to break up the bigger candles. It's not really a significant one, but I like to break these candles up into sections. So I'll do like into quarters. So I might put it like at the halfway point in between. Yeah, I'm gonna move it halfway. I'll put it. I'll give it a little bit of room. We'll see. And if it stops, it stops. I don't care. I made my money. Don't need to be greedy. Sometimes just one trade. All you need is one trade for the day. One winner for the day. If you're sitting here trading and you're taking like 6-7 trades in a day, then you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't be taking 6-7 trades in a day. You see why I'm using, look why I'm using the purple. Do you see why I'm using purple? Look at purple. Look at purple do the work. Look at purple do the work. Stress-free trading. We have a system. We don't need to stress about it. We have a system in place. The beautiful part is we know the system works. As far as, you're not going to win every trade. That's not a thing. But your long game. You're not going to win every battle. We want to win the war. Let's go. Let this purple do the work. Let the purple do the work. Let the purple do the work. Let's go. Let's go. Let purple do work. Come on. The target, well, yeah. So right here, this 636.89 would ideally be the target. Look at purple do the work. Let's go. Let's go. Be careful. Right? It looks like maybe a pullback coming in. So be careful if you want to get on this trade. Maybe I might want to little pullback like this. So I don't recommend, like, you're FOMOing if you're chasing this. Don't chase this now. The play was down here. Your entry was on the break of 634.75. So we don't listen. Don't get FOMO. I don't want anyone in this Discord to get FOMO. Oh, look at purple. Woo! Look at purple do the work. Look at purple do all the work for me. I did. Look, we have a system. Oh my! I'm best on the internet. It's done. It's done. I am the best on the internet. It's done. Look at this money. Look at the money. Come on now. I feel bad. I just said don't FOMO. No, but don't FOMO. Oh goodness. It's been I don't know why I still get so excited. It's exciting. It's you know why? It's because I guess I'm still humble about it because I still fully enjoy these wins. It's not like, oh, another day in the office. No. I feel great. This is such a good feeling. And it's only a good feeling when you have that confidence, because when you're worried, like, oh no, what if it goes against me? It's because you don't have a solid plan, right? When you have a plan, then if it goes against you, you're like, oh, okay, now I know what to do next. All right, I'm gonna let purple do this work. I'm probably gonna move it up to underneath this. Yeah, I'll move it to under here, under this candle. I'm gonna let purple do the work. That's what I'm gonna do. Gonna let purple do the work. Trade protected. How much did we get? 34. Oh, we're working on 2 full points. 2 full points before you even got the crust out of your eyes. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we are printing. Hoo-wee. No one, you can't tell me I'm not the best. There's no one on the internet doing this. It doesn't exist. No one is doing this. Telling you when to get in, when to get out. It's not happening. I would love someone. I'm still putting it out there. $50. If someone could show me someone else on YouTube, not yeah, YouTube. No, YouTube. Yeah, we'll leave it at YouTube. You can show me someone on YouTube doing this, and I'm not talking about just drawing random lines. I'm talking about actually winning. Look at purple do the work. Look at purple do the work. Stress-free trading. If I would have relied on the indicator, it would have faked me out. It would have fooled me, right? Look at the indicator. It would have fooled me. I don't use the indicators to trade. I use them as a tool. Once you understand how to use them, come on now. Look at the money we're printing. Look at this money. Look at the target. Come on. We already have it marked out. We don't have to think. You let the market tell you what's going to happen, and you ride the wave. And understanding the wave, that's the hard part, right? I get it. Where you're like, well, it's easy to say that, but that's why you're here. We're gonna go through it together. You're gonna see the patterns, and the patterns are gonna get stuck, and you're gonna be like, okay, I know what happened last time. I know what that's why it takes time. The time isn't. It's for pattern recognition. It's not for your cognitive ability. It's solely for pattern recognition. And you have to understand, we are riding the wave. We have to find the wave. Now that we found the wave, come on now. Look, purple. Purple's going to do the work. What do you think the target is? I mean, I only had one call out on here. And the other option was it had to be below this magenta. So there was no other choice in the matter here. And I didn't just draw one straight line straight up. I showed you where I'm getting this from. I showed you. Look, cup, handle, up. It had to be like that. Now, it doesn't look like that, but believe me, because it's always a structure within a structure within a structure. If you were to zoom in and lower your time frame, you would see this look more dramatic. But because we're zoomed out on the 1 minute, this is what it looks like. Look at the money we're printing. I'm just using purple to tell me when to get out. Look at this money. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's almost too easy. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. All right, purple. Come on, purple. Oh, my goodness. What a phenomenal morning. What time? It's been... Oh, my goodness. 25 minutes, and look how much... Oh, I don't even know what to say. The results speak for itself. The results speak for itself. Come on, let's hit this target. Let's hit the target. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. Okay, good trade. Good trade. Good trade. I don't care. Even if it shoots up from here, I know where the target is, right? The target's here. See? They stopped me out. That's fine. That's fine. We know where the target is. It's fine. I'm not greedy. I'm done for the day. That is my... Okay. I'm done for the day. Excellent trade. Great trade. The trade dreams are made of. Look, it just one solid rocket ship straight to the next target. Man. Okay, let's break this down so you know how to interpret... so you can identify it yourself. Watch, here we go. I'm going to clean up this really quick. We see this. Everyone saw this. All right, cool. We're going to go over this last trade. We know the liquidity was here and here, right? We already knew that. We identified that this morning. If you look over here, there's liquidity built up here, which is on the same level here, right? So we know we needed to break this liquidity here. But if you look right above it, blue sky, right? There's not a lot of, it's just a straight shot right here. Same thing over here. And look where it starts to get sketchy, right here. That's how you know where your target is. Because we knew we broke this liquidity here. The momentum pushed us. We broke our level. And look, there's nothing here to stop it. There's nothing over here to stop it. A little sketchy here, but we know where the target is. Because look where the liquidity is, right? So a little sketchy here, I get it. Which means we could be coming back to test this to do that. Because you see all this, but we know where the target is. So now you understand the wave. You see the wave? Once you get over this area right here, these two yellows, once you get over above this area right here, now you know the wave. You're on top of the wave, riding the wave. There's nothing here to stop the wave. Look, blue sky on this side, right? There's nothing to stop the wave. You see where the next level of liquidity is, up here. That's why this is my target. That's why. Now you get it? You don't have to think too hard. We're riding the wave. Now, the reason why you're here with me is to identify when this wave is going to happen. And that just takes time. It's not going to be, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. And I've spent a lot of time doing this. And look, they did just enough to stop me out, but I knew where the target was, right? I already knew exactly where the target was. This is no surprise. Good day. Great day. Did that explanation, I want to ask the Discord, did that explanation help a little bit? Are you able to see it a little bit? Are you understanding the wave? Okay, good. I want you to understand the wave, because so it's like if we get to a certain key level and it starts rejecting, that's pretty much like the surfer trying to get over the wave and the wave crushing the surfer when it starts rejecting. But if that surfer gets over, he's riding that wave. We just need to get over certain hurdles. You'll know the hurdles because I am going to plot the structure. Eventually, you will learn the structure yourself. And you have to, I think a little bit of the tricky part is overlaying your longer time frame, right? Using your 30-minute, 5-minute, and the 1 minute in conjunction together. Once you kind of get that rhythm going, you'll feel a little more confident holding your trades, and you'll even feel more confident taking trades. Because the first thing we said this morning was, we got some room for the upside on all of these things. And if we break this key level, which was, I need to go here. Oh wait, sorry. If we break, I have two actually, right? So I have my 30-minute highlighted on the magenta, which Sunny pointed out. Thank you so much. Excellent student. And then we also have our range that I highlighted. So the break of the range, we broke the range, and Bob's your uncle, right? And I'm willing to bet. I know hold on, let me look. Because I don't want to look stupid right now. Oh yeah, you better believe I already plotted this on our trading plan from this morning. You better believe I already plotted it. The bolt up. So touching a key level and bouncing off was your bolt up scenario. So look for the flexion points. Don't just look at a random drawing. You have to look at the price level, the level of price, because the price is king. Oh wait, it's not like I said Christ is king. That too, but the price is the king. The price rules. All right, look, you see we got possibly maybe an order block right here. Oh shit. I might see an order block right here, so if it happens, I'll explain what I mean by that. Okay, so the order block might be broken, which is expecting a big move. Hold on, let's see. I'm not sure. Give it a second. Whenever I identify order blocks, I'm expecting a bigger move if it breaks the order block. And I think I spotted an order block. I was 1 second or maybe 2 seconds in front of it, so I'm not gonna like add that as a call out, but I'm just trying to show that this. Okay, wow, real time. It's all done in real time. All of this is done in real time. Eventually you're gonna get this good, trust me. Eventually you're gonna get this good. Oh my goodness, that was my fault. Okay, we're gonna go over order blocks. Maybe Sunday, or we'll take it in stride. We don't need to overwhelm everyone right now, because that's a little bit of that's figuring out the order blocks is look at this. Look, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll teach you guys. There's a lot that goes into this, I'm telling you. You contribute to your education through me, right? So You have to understand there's a lot of knowledge that I have. How would I know that this happened? How would I know in real time that this was going to happen? I said, oh no, I see an order block. If it breaks the order block, it's going to be a significant move. Look at this. Boom. Like perfect. Perfect. All right. That's like a scalp technique. That's scalping technique. I don't. It's a little bit different. But look at the order. Oh my goodness, scalping technique right here. All right. But remember, we're way above the water here. We want to watch out for, which I drew earlier, something like that, right? So this is a scalp technique. This isn't the order block stuff that I just did was a scalp thing. I don't want to get too heavy into that because that's, I'm not going to say gambling, but you got to know what you're doing with that. You got to know how to play that. And you got to be like Johnny on the spot, like really quick with the trigger because it's a scalp technique. Did I sell my soul? Man, yeah, I don't, it's just the pattern recognition, Sonny. It's just seeing the pattern. I've done it so much and I've seen it so much. Yeah, it's just recognizing the pattern. That's all it is. Nothing special over here. Okay, but let's say I have to leave. I want to leave you all with something. I want to leave you with something. See if I can pull any more tricks out of my bag. Let's see if I can pull any more bricks out of my, no, that was a joke. All right. Oh no. And you're probably like, well, why didn't you put this blue under here? Because it doesn't go there. That's why. It goes there. It goes there. That's the answer. I don't know how else to tell you. It goes right there where I put it. I'm gonna verify if this blue, right? I'm just trying to. Now I'm trying to learn the way the market's gonna breathe. I'm trying to learn the breathing. So once I understand how the breathing, then I could just give me a second. Let me cook. I know what I'm doing. Oh shit, Sonny, you are absolutely hilarious. Too funny. Man, these last 2 days we've been making some crazy plays just with one algo, which is, I really love that. I really love that. Don't forget, listen, that order block broke. I told you listen. Take profit? Yeah. So that, Ron, that's something, that's a personal, I can't tell you when you're ready to close your trade. This is your money. I can't tell you how to do any of that, but that's why I put up the guardrails, Ron, so you can at least get some idea, of a clean trade. From this point on, what you could do is use the indicator, right? So we did it yesterday. I think you missed that, but yesterday what we did was we used the MACD to let us know So, you know what, Ron? We'll do a one-on-one, and I'll go through it. Or are you familiar with the MACD? Okay, we'll go over MACD then. I'm not even gonna complicate it. I'm gonna make it easy. Yeah, we'll just. It's so simple, and it's not. And again, the MACD isn't. We don't trade off the MACD. A lot of people do. The MACD is an actual strategy. We don't use that. I use the MACD differently. Now I'm trying to see if it's going to be the break of blue for the up. Right? So if price gets above blue, look for calls above blue, but give me a second because I haven't confirmed this blue yet. Yeah, Ron, we're gonna go over. We're gonna schedule a call this weekend sometime if you have time, and then I'm gonna show you how you can feel a little bit how to hold these trades longer. But for now, we're using the guardrails I put up, right? So I'm gonna put up these guardrails, and then you guide off of that. I'll tell you what to guide off of. I'll tell you what to use to guide. I got you, Ron. Don't worry about it, brother. Correct. Listen, that was... Yes. I want everyone in Discord to read what Sunny just wrote. There you go. Yes. She's getting it. That's it. Sunny, you got it. That's exactly it. See, now you're recognizing patterns. Ah, okay. There you go. Recognizing the pattern. That's all it is. Also, you can consider side chop, compression. So when the market's compressing, that means it's gonna blow one way or the other. So I don't know, this is just a question to everyone. I don't know the type of person you are, but I'm the type of person that before I do something, especially with money, I like to know the ins and outs, every possible thing I could possibly know about it, so I'm fully informed, right? However, and I advocate for that. However, with trading, because it's such an emotional roller coaster and it takes a toll on you, on your heart and your wallet, it could, because of the mechanics of trading, it's almost better for me to say, hey, look, don't try to figure everything out because you're going to put too much noise in your head. And that's what causes hesitation. Okay? So we're used to seeing, or I'm pretty sure we've all been here, like one red candle stops us out and then it does this. Boom, it shoots up. And like, oh man, I could have just held longer. And then you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to hold longer, and you never do it. Because I know that's a thing, because I've done it myself. We've all done it. I know that's a thing. And because of that, it takes time. So when you're filling your head with too much noise and you're like, oh, okay, this does that, look out for this candle pattern, yada, yada, yada. That could be a detriment because you're filling your head with too much information. And you're stopping yourself. You're holding yourself back. So it's almost better to just say, don't try to figure it all out now. Allow the process to take place, because naturally you will see the pattern. And I know that's not what you want to hear. Just like, oh, you want me just to like wait for the pattern to hit me in the mind naturally? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because it doesn't work any other way. Because you could know and know and know, I want to do this, I want to go in and call here, and you hesitate. And you're like, well, why did I hesitate? And then you're like, damn, I shouldn't have hesitated. And that takes time to feel that confidence to either hold a trade or not move your stop when you see one red candle or one green candle in the opposite direction. That takes time. That's the answer, and that's the truth. Like, I'm telling you as if you were my family. I have no skin in the game here, but yeah, there's nothing I can say about it. You have to be beat down so much, but still have the drive to continue. And if that's happening, I recommend you, paper trade until you get consistently profitable. But that's just the nature of the beast. All right, so we knew this was going to happen. We already knew this was going to happen. So if it wants to continue, you know what? Let's use the higher time frames. Let's see what's going to, this is, okay, let's do it. Follow my process. We got some more room for the up on the 5. We got some more room for the up on the 30. We're seeing a pullback on the 1 and a possibly bull cycle coming in on the 1 minute. We see the MACD crossing. We see everything crossing up. Right? There's nothing more I could say. Now, we just need to wait for this level of liquidity to break. If it wants to head up, it's going to break this level. That's the answer. Now, you know once it breaks the level, it can get ugly. So you're going to have to identify the guardrail. When I'm saying ugly, I mean, chop up and down. You're going to have to identify your guardrail and ride that rail. That's the answer. I'm going to explain this again clearly. One more time. I want everyone to pay attention. Let me see. All right, everyone, I want you to pay attention. This is going to help you in your life. If you're going to trade with me, this is going to help you. Or I want to teach you, right? You're here to learn. You're here to learn. I just want to recap it because I really want to hammer this down in your mind. We see the liquidity built up over here. We see the liquidity built up over here. Once it starts to retest this and break it, you know now that all these puts just got, they had to liquidate their position, right? Because they got stopped out. Because look at this heavy liquidity, a whole bunch of orders here. That means there's a whole bunch of stops here too. Not just buy orders or stop orders, right? So people are like, all right, if it gets below this or if it gets above this, stop. So what happens when it stops? It has to go the opposite way. And if they're in puts, then it has to be, then it's going to push the market up. Now, that's one concept. You have to understand. There's just a whole bunch of orders here, buys and sells. To figure out which one's going to win, it breaks above. Okay? Now we know which way the wave's going. Now, look, from here to here, there's nothing. There's no orders until up here. You see all the liquidity's lying up here? Oh wait, what the heck? Oh. Okay, never mind. Oh. You see where this liquidity is? You know where the next set of orders are. So the market has to go up here to fill these orders. You understand now? It has to go to where the next orders are. Where's the next set of orders? Up here. So it's going to want to test this and then figure out who's going to win from here. You understand the wave? And we're riding the wave. We got over the wave here. Now we're riding it to the next set of orders. And then you wait to see who wins this. Was I just on mute that whole time? No way. Was I just on mute? I just gave a whole... What's the last thing you What's the last thing you heard? Because when I looked up, my mic was on mute. Did you guys hear about the wave? I just reiterated that last the wave. Okay. All right. Cool. Hey, look, I'm old. What's your excuse? All right, we're testing the blue to see if the break of blue is going to be our up. Remember, I had it like that. We're going to test it. Also, I want to point out, remember when I put this line down here and they're like, well, why didn't I put it here on the bottom? And I said, because it's not there. Look how every other candle danced right perfectly off of this bottom blue. You see it? How it danced perfectly off bottom blue and not here? That's something you're just gonna have to learn with time. How did I know it was gonna be this and not this one? I don't know. It takes time. You'll see it. Now we're gonna know who's gonna win, right? Once we start to see it fade this way. Because on a small, like, if you were to zoom in, like, let's say we have a microscope into candles, right? We wanna see a little cup, handle up. There's always a structure within a structure. And it might shoot up right now. Okay. I mean, break a blue. There's nothing more I can do. It's in profit. Protect your trade. I don't care. I've done my job. There's a lot of liquidity here, so be careful, right? There's a lot of liquidity here. Be careful here. If you want to wait for a break and retest, I highly recommend that. So I highly recommend break retest. Yeah, we actually need to break above this line here. So don't get overzealous. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? All right, what's the next target? Break a blue. I don't care. It went in money. I'm taking that win. I don't care. If you don't take your profit right now, that's not on me. That's on you. You could have went 50 contracts and been done for the for a week. So that's on you. You made that's good money right there. I don't care. I'm taking this win. I'm taking this win because it went into profit. That's all I'm here for. To identify when you can make profit. Okay? How much profit? That's impossible for me to know that. How much? Did it make money? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I even told you right before, let's look at our other time frames. We got some room on the 5. We got some room on the 30. And I told you down here. We had confluence. We had the crossing of our MACD. We had our uptrend coming in. If you didn't make money on the break of this blue, then that's fine. I want you to be more comfortable now. You're building your comfort level because you better believe you're going to see maybe something like that, like a little pullback. You're not going to get straight green candles. Hopefully you do, but we can't bet on that, right? And this is where we put up our guardrail. We need to see a couple... This is thin structure, I'm not gonna lie. This is thin structure, so but did it go into profit? Yes. Which means all that I've been teaching you this morning is still true, right? It didn't fake us out. It gave us, because we're just seeing a little movement. However, in real life, in actual life, if you step outside your own mind, from here to here, this little tiny move that we see is hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's not a little move, right? It's hundreds and like $500 million right here to make this happen. So there's a lot of money being moved right here. Now, how much you put on the line, that's on you, right? If you did one contract, I don't know, that's on you. But that doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of money that moved from the break of this blue into this purple. And it's still in the purple, right? It's still printing money. It's still printing money. You got to be okay with some of these candles, right? You have your rules. You know where your entry is. Take profit if you want right now. Eventually, when you start doing multiple contracts, you're gonna get in and get out and be perfectly fine with that, right? You're gonna get in, get your however much money you want to get, and get out. And that's, you know, more of a scalpy technique, but that's you can win, right? You see right now, if you would have taken this trade right here to right here, based on the amount of contracts, you could have had a good day. Based on the amount of contracts. For example, I'll give you like a realistic scenario. Let's say you went in here exactly on the break of blue. You got in on the break of blue and you did 10 contracts and it only went up $10. Then that's $100, right? That's $100 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So managing your risk is very important. How much risk do you want to put on and how long do you want to stay in the trade? You got to figure out all this stuff. But you can easily make $100 right here. This is a $10 move, let's say, depending on your delta, right? And you do 10 contracts, $100. Be done for the day. Nothing wrong with that. And then eventually, you're going to hit the move where it goes like this. Boom. And then those same 10 contracts, oh, it's $1,000. Or $2,500, however much. Whatever your delta is. So your delta is also a part of your risk, which I went over that in some of my videos. So if you're not familiar with how to apply delta and risk, I recommend that. Now we knew to expect this, right? Look at this wide range. We knew to expect it. Now, is it going to be another weak bear cycle to continue the up? We don't know. We'll let it settle out. This is already a really good move, so a pullback wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Look in the 5 minute. So the 5 minute, if you're using this time frame to trade, then you should be, your exit's gonna be blue, right? If you want, right? I don't know, but I'm just saying, giving you an example of how to use guardrails in higher time frames. And let's identify. Okay, we're here. 38. 3808 I don't know why that's standing out to me. So I'm gonna put a 2 on here. This possible target up here, 38 actually, 638. Okay, so if you took break of blue and then you waited till the break of purple, still profit. Still profit. Meaning the mechanics still worked, right? The mechanics still worked. Now you gotta ask yourself, do you really want to fight this uptrend? Do you want to fight this uptrend? Really? We don't want to fight the uptrend. We're not gonna be in a downtrend until below 634.75. That's the answer. That is the answer. So now what we're doing, we're building liquidity up in here. You see it? We're building it. It's going to break one way or the other. We just got to see which way. We don't know yet. So this move, probably done, or you know, whichever one you took. Now we see liquidity building up. But you're in an uptrend. Do you want to fight the trend? I also want to be clear on what my task, what my job is, or what my obligation is to you. My obligation, or what my goal is to make sure that I point out where you can make money. Now, if you're saying from break of blue to the break of this purple, that's no money. The amount that you're comfortable with is all relative, right? We all have different risk tolerances and yada, yada, yada. My job isn't to say, I'm going to guarantee you a certain amount of money, because I can't do that. I'm not controlling your deltas. I'm not controlling the amount of contracts. There's a lot of things I can't do on your behalf. What I am doing, what my job is to say, you can make money from the break of this blue. You can make money. That's my goal. That's what I'm trying to get across. How much? That's up to you. I don't control that. I'm putting a pink support line here. Meaning if we get below this pink, yeah, the next target would be somewhere around here. If it wants to shoot up, let this blue build some more liquidity. Let it build a little bit more before if it heads out. And when I'm saying build liquidity, I mean the dance within the algo. Let it build some more. You gotta let it build more this way in order for it to get the strength to go this way. Right? Because you gotta stop everybody out. I think we got a half channel here within blue. Coming up on 11 o'clock over Eastern. When is it? Yeah, a couple minutes. So maybe compression time. Allow the market to digest this big move. Again, we don't always have to be in a trade. We don't always have to be in a trade. You have to, now where we're at right now, you got to break this liquidity to one side or the other. That's the answer. That is the answer. So you'll know if it, I'll actually put this one in pink too. Oh, wait, yoink, yoink. So if you, cause I need to go to an appointment shortly. If you start to see the price start to fade like this, that'll give you an indication of direction. If you start to see price start to fade up, that'll give you, so look out for this fade, okay? So we're stuck in a range here. You see that. There's no trading in here because we're in this range. So bottom of pink for your calls, top of pink for your puts. That's the answer for right now. Let's check the higher time frame. Okay, we broke this blue on the higher time frame on the 5 minute. $30 minutes still says it's got some room for the up. So yeah, just let the market digest this. We're just gonna go sideways for a little bit. But you'll start to see the candles trending in a direction. And I just show, here, I'll put them in different colors so you can, I don't like that, hold on. So you'll have an idea of which level of liquidity is going to break if we start to see the candles trend in a certain direction. Very simple. We hit our target, by the way, right? We knew we were going to hit this target. We knew this was the target, no matter what. You see how it came close? This is where I got stopped out over here. But did it hit the target? Yes, it did. It's going to hit the target 9 times out of 10. So we're literally in between this range here. There's no trade here. Wait for this range to break. The market will tell you what direction. And this is why you shouldn't be taking more than 3 trades in a day, because it's just not, unless you're scalping, I get it, but it's not a thing really. The more trades you take, the more risk you're putting on, the more you're gonna lose. That's just math. All right, I'm gonna clean up the chart just a bit. It looks a little noisy. I don't like this magenta. I need to do, I'm not a big fan of this magenta. I mean, it served us well, but I think it's run its course. Hold on, wait. Oh wait, on the blue, let me see. Got weird position, first break. Okay. Oh, thanks, Ron. I appreciate that, bud. Okay, so on the break of this blue. Oh, you got filled. Okay, I got you. You got filled higher than the break of blue. Okay. Yeah. That's tough. Nothing you can do about that. You just got to be like Johnny on the spot sometimes. There's nothing you can, that doesn't mean you, I wouldn't say you lost the trade. You just had a bad, I mean, technically, but I think your entry was just a late entry. It had to be here. There's nothing you can do about that. And you would have had to chase it. There's no way you could have known. Except for that we're at the target, but that doesn't mean we're not going to hit this pink and turn around right now. And let's see, because, you know, we're still high up on this out of the water on the 5. So if it's a weak, bear, okay, break a pink. Let's see how much it's gonna run. Hold on 1 second, Sonny, before you go. Give me 1 second. If you have time. If you don't have time, that's fine. It didn't close. Let it close below pink. Let it close. Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on, so you said you took that small, or you got the weird fill, maybe took a loss. I want to show you something really quick. I want to see if it's going to play out to make my point. So, just need a few minutes here. We want to see this. If it wants to head down, we want to see a rejection underneath pink. Underneath this pink I just put here for this reason right here. It needs a little bit of time to develop. Give it a second. I want to show you something, Sonny. And Ron. I want to show you guys. It might take a second. I'm gonna need a minute, so let's just let it hang out for a second. Okay, Sonny, next time what you could do, or maybe try it in paper trading first. Instead of waiting for the price to go, have it already set up. So you can go into your whatever brokerage you're using and have the order place, you know, like a trigger. Like when this happens, then you know, the buy goes in. So you don't have to, it'll automatically fill at the price you tell it to, is what I'm saying. So if you're down here and you're like, oh, okay, if it breaks blue, then I'm going to go long. The only way it'll buy your order is if it breaks blue, right? You have to know exactly what price that is. And then once it breaks that, it'll automatically place your order. So you don't have to worry about a late fill. If you have an idea of, like, let's say break a blue, you know where blue is at. You put your order there and it'll automatically fill. Therefore, you're just maintaining it after that. Because if you're trying to go in like that, otherwise I would wait for the break, retest, and reject. But the thing that I wanted to show you is actually kind of playing out. I want to give it a little more time because I don't want to set an expectation and have it be proven wrong on this one right here. I just want to show you. Just give me 1 second and it'll all make sense. All right, we're going to see if it's going to reject underneath this pink. Let's see if we get a break, a retest, and a reject. Okay, let's see. Okay. Even though the point has already been proven, I just want to wait a little bit longer just to make the point a little more obvious to you. I want to wait a little bit longer to make the point obvious to you. This is going to clarify my point. This is, watch, it's happening. Give it a second. Okay. Okay. All right, here. Okay, I'm glad everyone's here. Good. So, perfect. Good. So let's say you had your thesis up here, right? And you get stopped. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's hard to be wrong twice in a row. It's hard. Once you, let's say you get stopped out here and it's going the other way. Now we know where our other setup is, which was the break of 535.93, right? Because I have this pink here. You have your orders here and you just made back your money from here to here. So if your stop was appropriate here, you made back your money here and you're in profit now. That's what I'm saying. You can't be wrong twice in a row. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just very hard. It's very hard because if this one doesn't work, which it kind of did, but let's say it didn't, then you know what your next setup is, which was below the pink, and from pink 35.94 down to 35.56, almost half a point move. So almost half a point move in this little bit of movement, and that's why I'm saying, like, you know where the next setup is. Break of this one to get your money back. Break of this one didn't work? Okay. You know where the next setup is. And it would have been your job to say, okay, the setup is on the break of this. I go in here, I collect here, whatever it is, right? It made money. That's my point. This is my point I'm trying to make. So you can't let that one, like technically a loss, because you know where the next setup is, because all that is showing you where the setup is. We needed to reject under here. We needed to reject. I mean, you still could have made half a point money right here, so that's still good money. But a rejection here would be even better. If it doesn't reject here and it stays inside this magenta, it's just a bolt. It's gonna bolt. So underneath this magenta is gonna be our yeah, like that. And then that would be, if it goes down, if it breaks this, what we're betting on is this, and then this. Otherwise, we're doing this. There we go. Okay, here are your scenarios. If it breaks this magenta, that's your indication. A break below this, oops, is your confirmation. It's too bright. I'll put it to. And then it's still going to be this blue. And then, let me see who's still here. Okay, Sonny, I'd like you to pay attention to, by the end of the day or whenever it happens, because I know you're getting out of here, if this actually breaks, because what that means was this, your thesis you had up here was correct. It just needed to gain the strength. So we're going to see if you were right. Compression time. Compression time. So there's really three phases of the market. There's a morning session where there's a lot of volume. And then the afternoon session, all the market makers are going to lunch, and it kind of flattens out compression. And then the last 10 minutes, or the afternoon session, is when it gets a little, the volatility will pick up again, or the volatility will pick up again. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's use the 5 minute to guide off of. Let's use the 5 minute. So if we get below, I can't even see it, 635.67. Look for puts if we're still inside this green. And then here, I'll just do this. Come on now. Okay, here's our range on the 5 minute. Wait for the break, one side or the other. Use the 5 minute and the 1 minute together. The tariffs, aren't the tariffs supposed to be in a couple days? Like, I think it's a couple days the tariffs are supposed to like actually be implemented or something like that, right? Or am I wrong? So to me, it looks like we're just in this blue. We're trading in this blue, which is building liquidity. So it's going to break to one side or the other. Just got to wait for our triggers. Now we just got to wait because the market will tell us. Yeah, so last time when they did the tariff stuff, was it Liberation Day or whatever they called it? Big down, big dump. So I think everyone's kind of expecting that, but I don't know. I don't like to, I've been faked out so many times. I just let the market tell me. I ride the wave. Quite a while ago, we identified this pink and this range. So remember, it was buying calls on the bottom of pink, buying puts at the top of pink. So that's still holding true. That is still holding true. You see how it looks like there's kind of a wedge forming in between blue and this magenta? I'm not sure if I'm seeing it right, but it looks like it may be a wedge forming here. Okay, let's look at the indicators, right? Indicators say we're at 0. The swimmer and the current, they're at the same level. This is sideways. This is sideways. We're going to see which way is going to win. It looks like I'm going to clean up this chart really quick. Even though I like what I see on here, I'm going to clean it up really quick because it's possible that we're seeing a bull flag. Like this, and like this. Maybe a bull flag to the upside. So we're going to leave it with blue, right? Blue's going to be blue and magenta. Those are triggers. Because we're just in this liquidity. Do you see how it mimics the other side? So you'll know which way is going to win. You'll know which way is going to win because it's going to break this pink range. And either the bottom pink is going to be resistance or the top pink is going to be support. That's the answer. This is the answer, I promise you. I mean, then again, it could just stay right here, so. But yeah, let's use the 5 minute. You see how the 5 minute, how there's a shoulder right here? So I have the down scenario for the 5 minute in orange and the up scenario in yellow. So try to use your 5 minute and your 1 minute in conjunction, right? If they're both hitting at the same time in a direction, you see the momentum heading in a direction, that's called confluence. Maybe you can use your indicators to tell you, oh, okay, it's breaking. I'm giving an example. This isn't real. I'm just giving an example. You could be like, oh, okay, we're breaking below this magenta. We are breaking below this key level that I have highlighted, 635.67. We're breaking below all this. That's called confluence. And also, if we get below this, that means most likely that this bolt up structure has been broken. So that structure is no longer valid. So look for some confluence. Not just one thing telling you. We want a couple things to give us some warm and fuzzy. But we don't have to guess. We already know. If it goes above this, you know what it is. If it goes below, you know what it is. If you get stopped out wherever, you know where the next setup is. You know exactly where the next set, what it looks like. I promise you one of these two things is going to happen. You just got to wait for it to happen. but we need to see a rejection underneath this pink. See how it likes to dance right on it? It likes to dance right on it. We need to see a rejection. This is this type of stuff that gets people faked out. Instead of waiting, they're trying to catch I get it. You want to be the first on the wave. You don't want to be the last. I get it. But sometimes you got to measure your risk to reward. Okay, I got a few more minutes on here and then I have to get out of here. I got an appointment I need to attend, medical appointment. Man, I want to know if this bull flag is going to play out. Remember that bull flag I put up here like this? I want to know if that bull flag is going to play out. I don't know if I'm... You know what? Don't need to predict anything. Don't care. Whatever's going to happen, we'll know. Stress free. Remember, all of this is liquidity for the move that's about to happen. And then we just need to figure out where the target is. So to the upside, target 638.23. Downside target level of liquidity right here. Oh, I already have it marked out. Okay, I already have the downside target there. Yeah, that's a pretty wide range actually. Oh, well, those are the targets, right? The entries would be on your safeties below here, your safeties above pink. Meaning in a longer term, if we do break the blue, right, we want to, here I'll put it in, right, there's always a structure within a structure. Okay, what we got? What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Okay. Strong momentum candle below our pink support. Strong momentum candle before our pink support. We're about to break on our 5 minute. Remember, I wanted to guide off the 5 minute. We're about to break our support on the 5 minute. Remember, this is your indication. This is your safety for the down. This is so tricky because it's still in the blue. It's tricky because it's still inside the blue. Yeah, we're still firmly inside this blue. Yeah, this is tricky. Man, I have to go, and I'm so interested. Okay. Break, retest, reject. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, Ron. Okay, Ron. Do you see what I'm talking about, Ron? It's very hard to be wrong twice in a row if we just follow the strategy. It's very hard to be wrong twice in a row because we can't get them all right. That's not a thing. But you know, it's once we identify the setup, it is what it is. It has to be one way or the other. That's just how it works. I've come up with this system to make it so even if you're wrong, you can still come out green you should be able to come out green for the day. You know, if you implement the system properly. Let's see though, we're bouncing on this magenta. So we got our first break, retest, reject. So, okay, I guess I'll take this little victory here, but this is our indication. This is our safety. Yeah, I would like to break this magenta. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I mean, it served its I don't even know why I'm poo-pooing this magenta when it actually helped me for this, the initial move on the way up. Okay, magenta, I'm sorry. You do your thing. Okay. I'd really like to break this wedge that I think I see. Okay. Okay. Damn, I just did a whole bunch of talking without on mute. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure where I cut off at, but so I got in on this candle at 11:29. I put my stop originally, well, it went into profit, and I put my stop at my pink line. I allowed for this break, retest, reject. Ron, do you see what I'm saying? It's impossible to be wrong twice in a row with my system. It's impossible. Look at the money we're printing. Look at the money we're printing. Oh, damn, I gotta go. Look at the money we are printing right now. There it is, Ron. You see it. You can't be wrong twice in a row. It's almost impossible to be wrong twice in a row. Look at the money we are printing. Look at it. I can't leave now, Ron. I'm in a trade. Look at the money we printed. I told you. Look. I even highlighted when to go in short. It's impossible to be wrong twice in a row. It's impossible. Let's use our 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. Look, we broke I told everyone to go off the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. We translated that onto the 1 minute. We knew they had to break this. Actually, it was up here when I called it on the break of pink, right? And I even said what was going to happen. A break, retest, and reject. Here's the money. If you didn't collect, I can't do anything. Right? There it is. Okay. It's impossible to be wrong twice in a row if you follow my system. It's impossible. And I'm not saying that. It's based on the proof of the last 8 months or 7 months. It's impossible to be wrong twice in a row. So let's say you got stopped out here. I would have went double on my contracts here, got my money back, and then some. This is how it works. Look at the money we're printing. When did I get in? On this candle. 11:29. Look at the money, Ron. There it is. Look at the money. Where's the target? Here. I have it highlighted. This is a very simple, easy to use, user-friendly. You can't be right every time, but it doesn't matter because we still win. We care about the war, not the battle. We want to win the war. Sometimes you have to take those losses to know where your profit is. Look at the money we printed. There it is. Right in front of your face, Ron. Look at the money. Keep running. Keep running. I told you. Break of magenta. Look. That was your safety. I said, look, come on. There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do. Whew. Good day. And I said I wasn't going to trade anymore. Okay, I have to. Oh my God. I gotta close. I gotta close because I gotta go. Okay, YouTube, has been a pleasure.